What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Bailey Kramer, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you my secret sauce to picking markets that are completely untapped for midterm rentals. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump in. So midterm rentals is a broad topic. A lot of people do midterm rentals for traveling nurses. Some do military housing. Some do insurance companies. What I'm going to be talking about specifically for this video is insurance company bookings. And if you have no idea what that even means, you can check out another video I did either up here, or I'll leave it in the description below so that you can get a really good grasp as to what that even means in the first place. So insurance company bookings, in my opinion, are one of the best types of bookings you can get. And just to give you a little refresher, essentially what happens is if a homeowner has a fire, a flood, or maybe a tree falls on their house, what happens is they need a place to stay while their house is being put back together. So they go to their insurance company and say, hey, we just had a fire at our house, a flood, or whatever the case may be. We need a place to stay for the next 3 months, 6 months. And then what happens is there's different agencies that'll help these homeowners find a place to stay for the next 3 months, 6 months, or sometimes even longer. Now, I'm going to show you in this video a secret hack that I use to find markets that are completely untapped for these types of bookings. But real quick before I do, I want to explain one quick concept that you have to understand. So when people have a fire, flood, or whatever at their house, obviously, no one's planning for that stuff to happen. It just happens one day and then boom, they need to act fast and find a place. So the most important factor for these families is they're looking for houses that are available for the next 3 months or 6 months, starting within a couple days. Because when they have a fire or whatever at their house, they'll go to a hotel for a couple days, but they want to move into a house and go back to life as normal as soon as possible. So the biggest factor is that your property must be available. Now, when we're doing research as to which markets we should even pick, the main thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting ourselves in these homeowners' shoes who just lost their house and needing a place to stay. So for example, I'll go ahead and go on Airbnb, and let's just say I'm looking to get into the Orlando, Florida market, okay, for midterm rentals. Again, this is not talking about short-term rentals. I'm talking about midterm rentals here. So today is February 26th. Let's just say, knock on wood, my apartment catches on fire and I need a place to live for the next 3 months. Well, again, I'm going to be put in a hotel for a couple days, and then probably starting on, we'll say March 4th, I'm going to need a place to stay from March 4th to at least June 4th, which happens to be my birthday. So I'm going to search for properties that are available. Now, as you can see, and I can even zoom in a little bit, but there are hundreds, almost 1,000 properties available in this area. So I'm just going to tell you straight off the bat, this is not an ideal market for midterm rentals. I'm not saying that you can't do a midterm rental here. I'm not saying you can't make good money from here, but if you're going to have your listing stand out against the 981 properties, that's going to be tough. Now, to be fair, you could put some filters on this and say, I'm looking for an entire home. For me, I only need 1 bedroom, but maybe if you're a family, you're going to need 3+ bedrooms, okay, 2+ bathrooms, okay, and maybe we're looking for a house, not an apartment. So yes, it does narrow down to only 200, but again, for me, to compete with 200 other homes is tough. So what I like to do is I like to look at markets where there's less than 15 homes available, and the fewer homes available, the better. For example, let me put in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and press on search, okay? And then if I actually zoom into really the main part of the city, you're going to see that there's only 6 homes available for these dates. So if you're a family in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and again, knock on wood, you have a fire or flood at your house and you need a place to stay for 3 months, you only have 6 options available. And out of these 6 options, this one has reviews. These 2 don't even have any reviews. They're brand new. This one doesn't have great reviews. This one has decent reviews, and this one not so great either. So you really only have 3 to 4 options for housing. Now, another thing I want to mention is your options are not limited to Airbnb. There's plenty of other sites. And I mentioned this in another video about all the different sites that you can list your midterm rental on for insurance company bookings. But from my experience, what is shown on Airbnb is a very accurate representation of the available properties in the area. Okay, so Fort Wayne, Indiana, just from looking at this, I would say has way more potential for midterm rentals than a city like Orlando, Florida, because your competition is just way less here. And you can use this exact same strategy to look at pretty much any city, anywhere, and say, okay, how many properties are available? And if you know your markets, you can say, okay, you know what, hey, maybe this isn't a great area. I'm really looking more in this area, okay? And then you can just see your options available. All right, so now you have an understanding of how to see if an area is saturated or not for these insurance bookings. But I know a lot of you guys are thinking, well, Bailey, this is great, but there's thousands of cities in the US. How do I even know where to start and where to pick from? And what I would say to that is it really depends on how much money you have, how expensive of a property you're looking for, and what type of financing you can get. So for me personally, I'm looking for less expensive homes, which is why I'm going in Indiana. If you're someone who has boatloads of money, you can do the same exact process in states like California, where prices are way more expensive. It also depends if you're looking for cash flow or appreciation and which one you favor more. For me, I get really great cash flow in the Midwest, but the appreciation is going to be a lot less. If you're looking for more appreciation, I would go to a market like a California or a New York or maybe in Colorado, where your cash flow is going to be lower, but your appreciation is going to be higher. So I hope this hack will give you guys some insight onto how I look at markets to see how saturated they are for midterm rentals. And again, specifically insurance company bookings. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.